They ripped off his helmet, cuffed him on the curb, and accused him of stealing his own motorcycle because he was black. But when Deshaawn quietly spoke 3 words into his smartwatch, he summoned a military convoy that would show the entire town exactly who he was, and why respect isn't optional. Deshaawn Carter had survived war zones, engineered systems that saved lives, and earned medals he never bothered to display. But none of that mattered on a quiet afternoon when 2 small-town cops decided a young black man couldn't possibly own a matte black motorcycle. He was listening to music under his helmet, enjoying the only day off he'd had in weeks, when the first officer yanked him onto the curb. License and registration. Before Deshaawn could respond, the second cop ripped off his helmet and sneered. "You steal this? No way a guy like you owns it." The words stung, but he refused to let them see it. He stayed calm. "My military ID is in my pocket." They didn't care. The cuffs snapped shut around his wrists. A small crowd began to gather, whispering and filming. Deshaawn exhaled slowly, then pressed a discreet button on his smartwatch. Code red, Unit 7. To the officers, it sounded like nonsense. But 10 minutes later, the pavement began to shake. Dozens of military Humvees rolled into the street, engines growling. Soldiers in full combat gear stepped out in perfect formation, their boots thundering in unison. The townspeople gasped. At the front, Captain Isabella Cruz marched forward, her face carved from stone. She held up her federal badge, her voice carrying across the stunned silence. "Officers," she said coldly, "you have just detained a decorated, black special ops engineer on authorized leave. This man's expertise has saved American lives, including yours." The nearest cop stammered, sweat sliding down his temple. We didn't know." Turning to Deshaawn, she nodded. "You're safe now, sir." The cuffs came off. The soldiers saluted him as one. In that moment, every person holding a phone understood exactly who Deshaawn Carter was. Not just a black man they tried to humiliate, but a hero whose quiet strength had commanded an entire battalion without raising his voice. And as the convoy pulled away, the officers stood in the dust, realizing respect isn't a favor. It's a right they'd never take from him again. What would you do if you were cuffed for simply existing while black? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story deserves to be heard.